very much.
How are you?
I'm alright.
Good.
It's everybody else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Derby had a good result last night,
They
didn't
did, yeah, we won. 94th minute we scored. Again. Well done, Lawrence.
94th.
94th minute, yeah. Yeah, we played, excuse my French, but we played shit in the first half. We played really well in the second half, so we upped our game.
Win's a win. What sort of season do you think you're going to have?
Hopefully, with Lampard, a good one.
You need to top up.
Okay.
You're at 0.
Right.
So today's not paid for. So you do that when you go back?
Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah.
I hate chasing people, you see.
That's okay.
And if it's not in there by a certain time, I don't get it. So, last week we had to avoid Pride Park because of the footy.
We did, yeah.
But what do we do instead?
Where did we go? We went round Elveston, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We were looking at Blue Peter Island,
and that
weren't
lovely
we?
lorry nearly cut me up.
Yeah. Nearly cut you up, or did you nearly cut them up, or?
I think it was like probably both of us really.
Both.
I mean, he
Cool.
didn't kind of give me any direction as to where he was going, so, and he shouldn't have gone knowing that I was going around the island anyway.
Right. But have you not pulled out in front of things before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not about who's indicating where. It's just making sure that if you make a decision, the girl's going to be safe, and you can't dictate what other people are going to do all the time.
No.
But we can sort of make sure we take
by
control.
doing that, and that's what made me lose where I was going then.
Yeah. Yeah. Just through you.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't pull out in front of you. It was safe when he pulled out. But I think because he moved, it just panicked you a bit because you didn't expect him to move.
I didn't expect him to
ease
move
forward.
Yeah.
But they're slow old things, lorries, particularly when they're loaded up with stuff. But they're not Ferraris.
No.
So you're here and he starts to move when you're about here. So he's not doing anything wrong because you're going straight on. But then you just panicked and you went round to the right again, didn't you? Yeah. So the original plan was to go to Pride Park.
Okay.
Remind me why we were going to go to Pride Park.
Roundabouts.
So what is it specifically about the roundabouts that you're trying to work on
Just
here?
getting more confident with them, I think.
Okay, so what does more confident mean?
To me, knowing when to go, making sure it's safe to go,
Yeah.
and making sure that I have enough time to think about what I'm doing before I approach them.
Okay. So if you think about knowing when to go, was the first thing you mentioned there. So when do we? How do we decide? What do we need to ask ourselves?
Make sure you're looking in all three directions, not just to the right hand side.
So scanning. What's the benefit of scanning rather than just looking in the one area?
Because the other entrance to the roundabout might be blocking the second exit, and therefore you've got the third exit and the third entrance rather, and that kind of gives you time to get around then, because they might be blocking them.
Yeah, so somebody coming from your left that's got the right indicator on, when they get round to about 3 o'clock, they're going to stem the traffic flow.
Yeah.
Or, probably about 1 o'clock. Yeah, so that's going to help with that. What else does it help with when you scan? So that helps with deciding when cars might be blocking, but when we do move, what do we need to consider with our position?
Making sure that you stay in the lane that you've chosen and not straddle any lanes.
Okay. And again, if you're just staring to the right, you forget where your lane goes.
Yeah.
So it's not just, when we scan,
making sure you're looking straight ahead as well, so that you can see where you're meant to be going, right, or where you're going to exit off.
Yeah. Okay, so do you feel a bit more confident with that at the moment?
Yeah, I think so.
The other issue we had last week was that Blue Peter Island when people aren't signalling.
Yeah.
And we talked about how position tells you where they're probably going to go.
Yeah.
What do we need to do if we're not sure, if we don't know?
Hold back.
Yeah. What's the benefit of holding back?
Well, then you've obviously got time to assess the situation, then, haven't you? If you hold back, and you can see what they were actually going to do. Yeah.
When you approach a roundabout, do you think about where all the exits are to your right, or do you just look for traffic?
No, you look at the first one, so you look at all the exits.
Yeah, because if you're just looking to the right of car movement, you might miss a traffic.
Might miss the traffic
an exit that's just over your right shoulder, so you've got to be a bit careful with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going. You know your way to Pride Park.
Okay.
In order to get there, you're going to go across Blue Peter Island.
Yeah.
So, what lane are you thinking of selecting?
Middle lane.
It's 4 lanes, isn't there? As we approach.
Okay, so the second to the left then.
That's it, yeah, so lane 2. Brilliant. Which brings us off in which lane the other side?
The one going down London Road.
Yes, it's lane 1, isn't
Yeah.
it? And then we go left at that.
Yeah.
So do you need any help from me, or are you going to take on board the
I'm going
responsibility?
to try and do
Gets
it
there?
myself, I think, today.
Okay.
Give it a go and see
All
what
right.
happens. And then if you feel like you need to jump in, then that's absolutely
Good,
fine.
I'll do that. So, going to build some confidence up. So, Pride Park, I will give you directions.
Yep.
Do you want me to let you sort of have a go, or do you want some help there, or?
I think we'll try. I'm going to try and do it on my own this time
Okay.
and see what happens.
All
See
right.
if I can sort of work
Yeah.
it out for myself. Yeah.
And if you're not sure at all,
Then I'll ask you.
brilliant. I'll only really jump in then if I don't feel you're responding.
Yeah.
Is it all right if I ask you the occasional question?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Brilliant. All right.
Okay.
So, happy to set up your car?
Yeah.
All right. When you're ready, then we'll head off.
Okay.
Do you want a munchie?
Oh yes, please.
They're all stuck together, so you might be able to
Lovely.
find a loose one. I forgot I had them.
I love munchie. Oh, weird. Okay.
It's supposed to be in the dark.
Am I your last one as well?
You are today, yeah.
But you're like, oh, it's great when I get to see Jason. Finally leaving work.
I like finishing early. No, I'm not here next weekend.
Okay. Did you manage to talk to Jane? Or?
Not yet, no. I must admit, I've forgotten about that. Well, I'm not going anywhere yet, so... Mind you, I was going to ask you, because the football season's starting, and you're a Derby
Yes.
fan, you're going to want to go to home games, aren't you?
Well, I think my driving's more important, to be fair. So
Okay. But ideally, you'd want to do both.
yeah, possible.
What time of the evenings did you say you're available for?
I could probably do like any time after 5.
Right, okay.
Wow.
We go right to the roundabout then?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get us there anyway, you know your way,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So any time after 5. Does it matter what evening it is?
Nope.
Okay. Nice mirrors then. That was the other thing we picked up on.
Yes, the mirrors. Yeah.
I can never tell you're using that right door.
This one.
Yeah.
To look into the lane, you mean?
No, well, you were putting the right signal on there. Did you check your... I know you looked in your centre mirror, but did you look in your right mirror before you signalled?
I did look at the right mirror, yeah.
You did.
Yeah. Let's see around the corner. Right. My arch nemesis is coming up.
you were right for the clutch,
gas,
but you
yeah,
moved
the
without
gas.
gas, didn't you? Wait.
Yeah, that's all. There we go.
That mirror's before the signal then.
I was watching what he was doing. I was making sure he wasn't coming across.
Okay. Bear in mind he was in front of you and you were way back from
Yeah.
him. There'd been a motorcycle in the left-hand side. That caused you an issue, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, well I had to say, wait, you were right, you were responding. You saw him, didn't you? That,
Yeah, I
that
did.
white
Yeah,
car.
I saw him.
Remember they're in the middle of the roundabout, they're hugging that centre, the chances are they're turning right.
Yeah.
What do you need to think about here while we're waiting?
Cyclist.
Yeah, so where are you going to look for that?
This one.
That's it, yeah, good. And the middle as well, just in case, because people want to go right
Might
in this
use
roundabout.
this lane like they did last time.
That's it. Good. Remember to scan.
Yeah.
A little bit better with the gas pedal that time.
Yeah. Just have to remember to squeeze it a bit more. It's busy today. Mind you, it's Saturday. Oh no, it's not. It's Sunday. What day are we on?
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
That's because you went to the football.
Yeah.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but interesting to see how Lampard does, because it's his first job, isn't it? As a
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah, he's never been manager before, so he's doing well so far. I think he's made the right decision there in like getting more blood in people like Tom Lawrence who's at United. We need people like him.
Yeah.
Speed.
How do you feel knowing that you're going to all these roundabouts?
At the moment I'm relaxed, I'm alright.
Okay. What usually happens?
Heart goes 10 to the dozen. It's like I've got my heart pumping back again.
So what have you done to change that?
Mindset.
Yeah.
Try not to think of them as being detrimental. I think they're going to do me in there.
I think the key is to take your time,
Yeah,
not
take
feel
your time.
pressure to go,
Yeah.
because there's nobody with a shotgun on your head saying you must go.
No, and
You
also
go when
there's a
you
big
feel
L
safe.
sign above this car.
Well, there is, but we shouldn't really be relying on that, should we?
No. But people should take that into consideration.
They should, yeah.
They don't necessarily.
But knowing that people are sometimes like that, you've got to think to yourself, okay, well, some people treat thermals like they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But, you know, don't be one of them and don't feel threatened by those people.
No.
Just, you know, relax bit more positive. That's why everybody took it. Keep over to the right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because you're in the right hand lane. You might stay. You can see the arrow changes further up.
Okay. Oh, I see. Exit, yeah.
So at the roundabout, I'd like you to turn right, taking the third exit.
2, 3, go.
Scan early. As soon as your vision opens up, you should be scanning.
Yeah.
Gives you more time to think and plan, so you don't have to rush things. Nice use of mirrors there, well done. That's good. You notice the speed change?
Yeah. Sorry, I keep grabbing your leg. It's 30 down here, isn't it?
It is, yeah, that's the speed change that you saw. What made you doubt it for a moment?
The lamps, I think, they're a bit higher.
Alright. Gonna go left at the roundabout, first exit. Scan early. Good. See how that allows you time to see that signal?
Yeah.
At the roundabout, turn right, third exit. Where do we need to position?
The right hand lane.
Yeah, use that right mirror better, look. That's it.
Right,
Put
third
that signal back
exit.
on, don't we?
Yeah.
Just take your time. Good, you're doing really well.
2, 3. In.
What might happen to these lights? Look.
Change.
So well done with your foot. So going at the roundabout, turn left, first exit. Create that time and space.
Yeah.
Nice. You rode your mirrors. Take the
Yeah.
second on the left.
So
Just pick
that's
the
not this
first.
one.
Yeah. The one just after.
This one.
Comes up quick. Good. I love how you're covering your brake there. That's good.
Just in case. Just
Yeah.
never know what's going to swing around that corner.
And you also don't know if there's anybody around the corner,
Yeah.
queue of traffic or something
Yeah, or a
like that.
pedestrian walking.
You've always got to be able to stop in the distance you can see to be clear. So
Yeah.
that's a nice bit of driving there.
So where are we getting around here?
Just follow the road. Yeah, just follow your road. When you reach the roundabout, I'd like you to follow the road ahead. It's the second exit. seem a lot more relaxed about it right now.
Yeah.
Let me check the mirror, see who's following you.
Yeah, because he is behind me as well.
Oh, that's it. I'm going to follow the road ahead, second exit. Notice a little reaction there, wasn't there?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go right to the roundabout, third exit.
Right at the
Right,
roundabout.
third exit.
Right at the roundabout, third exit.
I'm going to take the first left just past Subways. The cancel the signal.
Okay,
Reapply
this
it
one.
again, yeah. Go to the car parks nice and slow. And you take the first right. Just think what might be there. Take
This
your
one
time.
here.
Yeah, because your vision's impaired here in first gear.
Yeah, so they have to
You
be
can't
first
see
gear.
because of the bush.
No.
You just ease further forward. Don't turn until you can see if you can commit. That's it. Good. And just drive forward into a bay on the right for me.
Well, I nearly had it there and let go. Why did I let go?
Just correct it.
Let's go forward a little bit. Let's try my way on.
Okay, I'll do that. So just secure your car. Switch off the engine. So, how was that?
Better. I didn't think it was going to be. I thought I was going to be a bit more panicked than that, but actually no, I'm not. I'm all right.
Okay. Why did you feel you were going to be more panicked than that? Is that just based on...
Just the sheer word roundabout. It's. I don't know. It's psychological, I think, with me.
But I think that happens when you keep getting things wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said last week, when you're in a car with somebody else driving and
Yeah.
they get it wrong,
Yeah.
it can put a bit
It
of
does.
fear
Yeah,
on.
it does a little bit. Yeah.
But I think it's important to always take a moment to consider why these things happen. You know, is it the actual roundabouts that is the issue? Is it the mindset?
Yeah, I think it's the second one. I think it's the mindset. But that's why I said to myself before I came out, like, just tackle it. Don't even think about the sheer word of roundabout and what that does to you. Just focus on what you're doing, listen to what Chris is telling you, and hopefully get through it. So,
Yeah, that little reaction on that last roundabout. Now, talk to me about that.
which one was that? The one,
Not this one here, but the one before.
the one where the coaches were turning.
Yeah.
I was all right, but I knew that coach was going to come around anyway, because he was following.
Didn't have a problem with
The
that.
other one,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I should have gone when he did, because he was blocking the other person from coming across, and I didn't go.
Did you feel you had time?
Yeah,
What was your vision like when he was blocking? That silver
I
car
couldn't.
next to
Yeah,
you?
that's true. Though I couldn't see what was coming
So,
the opposite way. So
and did you actually really hold anybody up for a considerable length of time?
no,
Then what's the issue?
I don't know. I just felt like I did something wrong.
The thing is, Jade, if you've got to lose that reaction. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, I should have gone. I should have
Okay.
gone," because that will just make you take risks.
Okay.
And
And
the
that's-
fact that you're stationary and the cars behind you are stationary, it doesn't matter. You know, you're not going to have an accident. It's different if you're approaching a roundabout and you look and there's nothing there and you suddenly stop. You've got the risk of somebody going in the back of you.
Yeah.
But it's far better to take your time, think. I'm stationary, car behind station, I'm going to wait until I feel ready to go. And that way, the worst that could possibly happen, they get impatient behind.
Yeah.
But that's up to them. You're an inexperienced driver at the moment. And gaps like that, you'll start to take them all when you get a bit more experience, a bit more confidence. But, you know, there was nothing wrong with what you did.
Okay.
I was quite pleased you didn't go because I knew your vision wasn't brilliant.
I couldn't see past that car, so
yeah. Let's talk about the gear. What happened with the gear?
I don't know.
I had to rescue it quickly. Because you nearly did it again just now.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's... I'm pressing that all the way down.
It's not that. It's, again...
My hand position.
Have we improved these roundabouts? What have you changed about these roundabouts?
Speed.
What could you change about your gears that might help?
The way that I handle it.
The speed that you try and select your gear.
Yeah.
You're kind of racing it. It's almost like you're frightened to have your hand off the steering wheel for very long. Because you kind of punch it in.
Okay.
And when I do it, look... I'm cack-handed because I'm sat this side, but I just go very gently.
Okay.
That's how I do it. I don't try. What you're doing is that, and there's always a chance that part of your finger or the speed of it is going to stop that spring from lining it up.
Okay.
So just gently into neutral, nice and slow, and then your gear change is a bit like River Dance, and I want them like Swan Lake.
Okay. Chabosky.
Yeah. Oh, you know your baddies then.
I do.
Yeah, just slow things down. That's all you've got to do. And to me, sitting watching you drive, that's your biggest problem. You rush everything.
Okay.
Are you like that normally as a person? You like to get on with things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that. It's something you're going to have to try and change.
Okay.
Because you're in a moving motor car in an ever-changing environment and things change quickly. And if you rush, you'll put in a big element of risk there.
Okay.
Because you'll get things wrong. But if you slow things down and take your time, it becomes so much easier.
Okay.
The only other thing I want to just talk to you was your positioning when you came off the very first roundabout to enter Pride Park. You came off, so you did everything right with your mirrors and your signal on approach, your position on the roundabout, and coming off in that right-hand lane was brilliant because you weren't changing lanes, which is dangerous.
Yeah.
So you did the right thing, but you've got to remember why are there two lanes. It's so that people can get on with it, particularly in busy times. So the two cars behind you, you're right what you say about a learner. People don't like learners. They both went to the inside, so they did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But if you put your foot down a little bit and be a bit more confident coming off the roundabout, probably wouldn't have been an issue.
Okay.
And then you just got to keep in your lane, but look for the opportunity to move over when it's safe.
That again threw me because I approached with 2 lanes and then came off with 3, and it's like, oh, do I stay where I am? Do I need to move over or?
Right. Okay. Why did it suddenly go to 3 at that point? What was there when it went to 3? What was in front of you?
Lane. Was it an overtaken
Okay.
lane?
Set of traffic lights.
Yeah.
And what was lane 3 for? What was the lane to your right for? You've come, it's 2 lanes when you come off the roundabout, but then as you get close to the lights, it swaps to 3. So what's that extra lane to the right possibly for? What was on your right? Was there a gap in the barrier? Was there a road to the right?
Yeah.
So what's the right-hand lane for?
So it's for turning into the housing department.
Yeah. So that's why it's suddenly gone to 3.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it's just. So what that's telling me is that when you're coming round, there's a lot going on, but you're not actually. What's this? Traffic lights. So what I've got? Oh, there's a junction to the right. That'll give you a better understanding.
Yeah.
And again, that can come from looking earlier and sometimes slowing down a bit rather than rushing things.
Okay.
I think part of the problem there was you knew you were in that lane 2 and cars were overtaking you.
Yeah.
So you weren't thinking 100% straight at that point.
No.
But a nice drive, much better, and you were certainly more relaxed. Want to go do some more?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Still want to just have a go by yourself and not jump in if I'm needed?
Can do? Yeah.
But
Tell me where I'm
just
going.
before we do, just tell me, what are you going to change? What are you going to do different? What we just talked about.
Handling this a lot.
So hang on, what are you going to do with that then? What are you going to do differently about
Not be
handling
as
it?
aggressive with it.
Yeah, slow it down.
Slow it down.
Be gentler with
Yeah.
it. Treat it with care.
Slow it down. Yeah, treat it with care, definitely, and make sure that I have enough time to think about what I'm doing. I mean, I thought obviously I did something wrong there, but I didn't. So
Would it have mattered if you had actually been a bit hesitant? Who's it affected?
no, because they were already stationary behind me anyway.
There's
so.
no risk involved. There's no danger, and it's far better to not panic.
Yeah.
Because the moment you start panicking, think, I should have gone. I'll tell
That's
you what, I
when
won't
things
hang
go
up
wrong.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's when you start rushing decisions.
Yeah.
So let me worry about you doing things wrong. I'm sure I'm going to tell you, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. You're getting better with these mirrors, but it could still improve some more, couldn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
So keep it up.
Okay. Let's go. Assuming we get out this way.
Okay.
No.
But you can go through the gap
Yeah.
and go round and through this gap and out to the exit.
Okay. So up here. Round.
Just go around the back of the barrier here. And follow the road down to the end. Just be quite vigilant going through it, because people come out in the gym and they just run across.
Yeah, and also they just don't
Yeah.
give them monkeys.
So we're going left at the end, and your vision's restricted by this bush.
Yeah. that's
So you're
why
probably going to have to
keep
stop
it
and look first. Nice. That's it. And then we're going to go right here. Yes, take your time. Just remember, not everybody with their left signal will be turning left,
Yeah.
because it won't cancel till they straighten the wheel, so you can get caught out here. That's why I got you to cancel it when you came off the roundabout.
Right, okay.
I'm going to go left at this roundabout, first exit.
Let him go first.
It's a good decision. Remember to squeeze the gas first.
Squeeze the gas and then
Yeah, squeeze and ease. That's all you're going to do. Squeeze the gas, ease the clutch. That order. Going to go right at the roundabout, third exit.
right.
I like that. Cancelling that signal, reapply. It's two separate manoeuvres, wasn't it? Good.
No, he's going to come across.
That still could have been half that speed, that gear change.
Half the speed.
Yeah, do it half as slow as what you just did.
Okay.
At the roundabout, turn left, first exit.
So I need a signal now, don't I? Yeah. Oh my god. That's because you told me to squeeze and ease.
But you're supposed to do the two at the same time.
I will get the hang of
At the
it.
roundabout, we're going to follow the road ahead.
Okay, left
Second exit.
hand.
Now look at your markings. What lane do we need? You sure?
Yeah. No.
Ah, see, you assumed.
Yes. So do I need a signal? No.
No need to come off the roundabout. positive, more positive that car was moving there.
Yeah.
It's probably signal off lot. It's not going to cancel itself because you're on a bend and the wheels are going to be able to straighten and cancel it. So when we know that, we need to cancel it. At the roundabout, turn left. It's the first exit.
Yeah, so that. Yeah.
Another roundabout. Follow the road ahead. Second exit.
Right, okay, so it's this one.
Yeah, good. You looked at the markers that time.
Yeah.
Didn't you? So just continue to follow this road for the moment. Where does the road go here?
This one.
Goes to the left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, so it's far around this way. But it's the white line that gives you the clue. It's a bit faded there.
Yeah.
You can just see it.
I suppose if you know where you're going.
Yeah, but the markings there also to help you. You see,
Yeah.
if it was just a straight road, you probably wouldn't have the centre line there. But it shows you because it looks confusing here, doesn't it? But you can
Yeah,
see
it
by
does, yeah.
the way the road goes, the markings go. It shows you where the road goes. So good. At the end of the road, turn right.
Right, so that goes. Oh, right, yeah.
And then when you get to the roundabout, you're going to follow the road ahead.
It's a giveaway.
So look at the sign. What signs can you see just by that coach? Can you
A
see-
left, straight ahead, and a right.
Yeah. So which lane do we want? Because we're
Where are we
following the
going?
road
Just
ahead.
remind me where we're going again.
Following the
Following
road
the road
ahead.
ahead, so we want the left-hand lane.
Is that what the sign tells you? For ahead?
Oh, right-hand lane.
Yeah.
That's really okay.
I'll tell you why in a minute. I'll tell you why they do it.
Okay. So right, we go round.
Straight on here.
This one.
Yeah.
Is that one of the only roundabouts in Derby that do that, or is?
No. Just let you deal with this. We'll pull over again in a minute and I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, because that would be handy to know why.
So we go back to that car park then.
Yeah.
So when you get to the roundabout, you turn left first exit,
Yeah.
and then at the second roundabout is right third exit. So we go back to the car park. around that bit, wasn't
Yeah, that was a bit.
it? First gear.
First gear. No.
See how she's not paying attention
Yeah.
on with the baby. She's forward a bit. Improve your view to the right, look, because you can't see past that bush. So just nice tight clutch control. Take your time. Yeah, kids just come out of a birthday party. They're not going to be thinking straight on.
No.
Go anywhere. So again, we're just going to turn into a bow on the right.
Okay.
So these roundabouts, traffic calming
Yeah.
is something to consider. Congestion is something else to consider.
Okay.
All these things are considered by people that design the layouts of the roads. So that particular, if you think about Pride Park,
Yeah.
you can go an exit over there, there's an exit here, or there was an exit left at that roundabout.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're in an industrial area, so at kick-out times, at peak times, that roundabout's
It's gonna be
pretty
really
busy.
crowded, yeah.
So by making it left turn only in the left lane, it means that when cars are queuing, it's not going to hold people that want to go straight on or right. So that's why they move it. And that left is one of the main exits, so it's particularly going to get busy there. So that's why they put that particular layout. The same as that other one where it was the right-hand lane for going straight on or
Yeah.
right and the left for left. It's because the left at that roundabout was to exit here, to go out this exit. So they want to keep it clear.
Right. Okay.
So if it's busy and congested,
Yeah.
it's not going to hold people that want to go straight on.
Okay.
So roundabouts are designed really for traffic flow, not necessarily to stick to...
Just to go around in a circle or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah. So that's why it's always important. We have a basic rule that we're going left or straight on. You would normally keep left if there are no lanes.
Okay.
If there are 2 lanes, then the basic rule is
Basic.
normally left or straight on, right? But you always need to double check that rule by just looking for markings or signs
Or the sign.
that tell you differently. If there's no markings, no signs, then it's
Then you just
left lane
assume
for
it's
left
left
and straight
lane.
on, right lane for turning
But if
right.
there is a sign, then obviously you have to
Yeah.
follow whatever it says. Which
And sometimes the amount of exits plays a part.
Yeah.
There's a roundabout in Burton where you've got 2 lanes on approach. There are no markings, so you've got a left and a right lane, but you've only got 2 exits. You've got a left exit or a straight on. So that kind of tells you left
it's
lane's for
either left
people
lane
going
is
left.
left, and the right-hand lane is for people going right.
Now, think of the confusion you've got there initially about what lane you needed to be in. Is it possible that other people, even experienced drivers, could be
Of
confused?
course they could. Yeah.
So what do we need to do to reduce the risk of an accident? We know what we're doing, but what do we need to think about as we approach that roundabout?
The speed, and make sure that you've actually read the sign properly.
Yeah, but what about other people that may not have seen the sign or may not understand it? So if somebody comes up to that same roundabout, you're going to take the right hand lane because you know,
Because I know. Yeah.
but then the person to your left
Wants the
doesn't
same
know,
area
and they go to the left lane. What's going to happen then?
collision.
So what could you do to avoid that? Can you control that situation?
No.
Well, you can actually, because you can think to yourself, right, what's that car on the left going? Is he definitely going left? Oh, hang on, no.
So follow him.
No,
No?
let him go in front
Oh,
of
let
you.
him go in front. Okay. Okay.
You know, when I come to a roundabout, every time I come to a roundabout, let's say I come to the centre lane. If I pick the centre lane, I'm always looking in the left mirror. I'm not just looking what's to the left. I'm looking for that indicator that tells me he's going left.
Okay.
If there's no indicator, now I'm thinking to myself, well, is he going left or is he going straight on? And then when I'm looking to go, when I decide to go, I just do a sideways glance to make sure he's not moving ahead at the same time.
Okay.
So I'm controlling, I'm making sure my car's safe.
Yeah.
I can't control him. I can't tell
No.
him what to do.
No.
And by the same reason, really, would it be fair to get angry if he cut me up?
No, because obviously it wasn't clear in the first place.
There you go.
so-
It wasn't clear to him.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen that roundabout before. So I think that's something us as drivers have to remember, that just because somebody nearly crashes into us or cuts us up or doesn't put a signal on, it doesn't mean they're doing it out of nastiness or laziness.
On purpose, yeah.
Sometimes it's just a pure mistake. Maybe they got distracted
Yeah.
by the kids in the back or something
Yeah.
like that. But we can not react, just take our time and make sure we're safe, and then we have a much better driving experience and a safer
Okay.
one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is there anything you're unsure of about what we've done today?
No. Now that you've explained, I mean, I had a feeling that it might be with something to do with congestion.
It is.
But yeah, no, that's a good point as well, as to make sure you look out for, you know, if there are two lanes that are and they're not, you know, they're not sure, but you know, then that's a good idea to hold back and make sure that you're safe before you make the move.
Good. So what have you discovered about roundabouts today? What have you got out?
They're not all the same.
Yeah,
They're
not all the
they're
same.
not all the same. Some of them, you know, you have to be careful. You have to make sure you read the signs properly to make sure you're selecting the right lane to exit off in, and even to enter the roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not just there for to look pretty or anything like that.
Okay.
They're there for congestion.
Yeah.
To ease congestion. So.
And what about the more paint you see? What's that giving you? What's that telling you? More paint,
More paint, possibly a newer roundabout.
more danger.
More danger.
Yeah, could be new.
Yeah.
Could be newly marked. But the more paint you see, the more white paint you see on the road service, usually means there's more going on.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, because obviously you have to make sure that it's clear to the drivers.
The markings
Yeah.
are there for a reason. They're there to tell you.
Yeah.
All right. You notice when we turned right, and I said to you, what's on that sign next to the bus? Not every roundabout that's got a change in the lane system will have those signs.
Okay.
The sign's there again because of how congested that gets at kicking out time. Because if you've got queuing traffic, people won't be able to read the markings on the floor.
So if the signs aren't there, then you just automatically assume that it's...
No, you still got to look. If the signs aren't there, it probably means it's not somewhere where you tend to get queuing traffic. So if there
Okay.
were markings on the floor, you'll be able to see them. But anywhere where it's really congested or it can get traffic jams and that, they can't just rely on the markings to tell you, because if there's queuing traffic, you can't see them. So they put the sign to help the driver next to it.
Right, okay.
So that's another clue that that area gets particularly
Yeah.
busy and there's often queuing
Yeah.
traffic. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Right, okay. So what about your confidence now in these roundabouts? Have we managed to improve that
Yeah,
at
I
all?
think so. It's gone up another notch. So.
Got a smile on your face. And you look a lot more relaxed than them. You've done really well.
Good, thank you.
And what about the gear change? What have you changed? Because I noticed a couple of third
So
gear.
just don't attack it. Don't
Yeah.
go... I'm not a bull in the china shop.
No, exactly. Tchaikovsky
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no
gonna
river
be
dives.
as elegant as a swan.
is elegant. Are you
As
capable of being
elegant
as
as a
elegant
swan.
as a swan?
I am, yeah. I used to do
Yeah,
ballet.
well, I thought that. I must admit, I did
used to
think.
do ballet.
Did you? So did
Yeah.
I.
Did you?
Yes, I
Really?
did. I tap dance. I used to do a lot of tap dancing.
Did you really?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Brilliant.
My sister was heavily into dancing, and in the end, we got into it too. And I did a bit of ballet.
Did you?
Can you imagine me? The pair of tights.
Actually, yeah. I
Oh
could.
my God, what, like
Bit of
this?
Billy Elliot moment.
What, looking like this? No, I don't think I'll put tights on now. Right, should we head back then?
Yeah, let's head back.
Okay. Now, you know your way back?
I do.
So, what about level of support? You're going to get us back safely? Do
Yeah.
you need any help?
Just maybe when we get to that main roundabout where B&Q used to be, just maybe there, just
Okay.
knowing which, because obviously I can't remember if there's 2 lanes or if there's 3 lanes on that side.
Should we be driving by memory, or should we just be
No, we should
driving by
just
what we
drive
see
by
and
what we
acting?
see.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
All right. Now, if you're unsure of anything, what do you need to do?
Shout up.
Yeah. And if I'm not sure what you're doing on that, I'll ask or I'll
Just-
jump in.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, then. When you're ready, then.
Okay,
You know your way out this time.
I do. Yeah. Although we can go this way again, can't we?
Yeah. Just be careful, because this lassie in the alley cut you up last time, didn't she? We came in here.
Yeah.
Now, you could just swing round here as long as it's safe. So down here, this road.
Yeah.
Or that one.
Okay, so.
It's all right. They both go the same way. But again, just be conscious of that party just finishing.
Yeah. And any kids
Yeah.
coming out.
To be honest, in car parks, you should always keep your speed down about the 5 mile an hour mark anyway.
Yeah.
used to run 10 paces, skip 3, and then jump 3. You've just constantly done it.
Run 10 paces, then skip 3.
And then jump 3. You've just constantly done it. She is about it. It's been quite fun. I've no idea why he used to do it. I never asked him.
She wasn't looking to the left, was she?
Not
Right.
particularly. She did in the end come up a bit fast as well, didn't
Yeah,
she? How'd
she
that make
did.
you feel when she was coming up that fast?
I was bracing myself for it.
It's good that you saw it as well, that helps. Again, do you think she was doing it deliberately?
No.
Now, where do we need to go at this next roundabout?
But if we're going straight ahead, we need the left-hand lane. Unless it tells you otherwise, then I don't think it will do.
Now, this one's even more interesting because we're actually going right, but you
Okay.
can turn right from the left and the right-hand lane. That's simply because you'll turn onto a dual carriageway.
Yeah.
And because of the traffic as well, the amount of traffic you get down here. So which lane are you going to select, left or right?
The right-hand lane.
Well, who are you overtaking?
No one.
So would it be
So it'd
better
be
to do it from the left hand
left-hand
lane? Yeah. Particularly because you know that way you set yourself up nicely for the following one.
Yeah.
All you have to do is delay the signal to just before you go on the roundabout. So you
Right
signal
now.
about now. Right.
All right.
So
Now left.
there's the signal.
Yeah.
What's this car doing here?
He's going to pull out in front of me.
Just pop that signal on. Look. So the roundabout, we're following the road ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it, good decision.
See.
Well done for cancelling that, that's good. Nice drive. So do you understand why we delayed the right signal until just before
Yes.
we entered the roundabout? Well, tell me then, so why did we delay the signal to enter that
Because
last one?
otherwise it would look like you're going to the garage.
Other than about the right signal.
Oh, the right signal.
Because we were in the left lane for turning right and I said don't signal
down
to just
here.
before. You can do, that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were in the left lane and both lanes went right.
Yeah.
If you'd put a signal on as you normally would way before you get to the roundabout,
Yeah.
anybody in lane 2 would have thought you were changing lanes and you would have caused them to slow down.
Right.
And we
okay.
mustn't cause another vehicle to change speed of direction.
No. You're gonna hold back.
How are you going to deal with this? Now you may not be able to see it, but there is a red car that's on the end of the driveway. I don't know who's going to move. Just take your time, if it's safe. I can see the red car, you probably can't. Looks like they're waiting at the moment. So it's safe, you can continue
He's letting
through.
go. No, he's not.
Somebody's probably having a barbecue or something about
Yeah,
cars at
probably.
night. They're not usually here, are they? See, it was that
Yeah, I
one I
could
could see,
see,
and I
yeah.
couldn't see there was a driver in it. Could you stop with the door open or a child run out? Just a little bit fast through there.
Yeah.
be a metre from the parked cars, an open doors width. Good. Yeah, that last bit there, with those parked cars, you're too far over
A
to the
bit too
right.
far over, okay.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm making a thing about that? Why am I mentioning it?
Because another vehicle might be coming from the opposite direction.
Yeah, and it was on a bend, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So they're not going to see you, and they won't expect you to be on that side of
No.
the road. So although we've got to think about the clearance, we should give a metre.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if it's a particularly blind bend, you might just slow down and get a bit closer, so
Okay.
you tuck more over.
Yeah.
Reduce gap, reduce speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you can't get that open doors width,
Yeah.
you're going to get half a bit to be able to see better.
Right. Okay.
Just slow it down. All right.
Yep.
So pleased with how it's gone today.
Good.
So you said that if I can keep it up. Well, what's
I can keep it up.
Well, of
Let's
course you
let's
can.
rephrase that. I can keep it up.
Hmm.
Definitely.
I do think we talked earlier about, are you the kind of person that races around everywhere, is always in a bit of a hurry? That's the thing that could actually cause you problems.
Okay.
Because if, let's say you've had a day at work and you're really busy at work and you're rushing around doing this, doing that, and then you go and sit in a car, the chances are you're going to drive the way you've been the rest of the day.
Mhm.
So you've got to be conscious
Okay.
of that
Yeah.
and just think to yourself, right, when I get in that car, I'm going to take 5 minutes just to calm myself
Calm
down.
myself down. Think about
Think.
what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it does. You know, you drove really nice. It's the best you've driven. Don't you think?
Yeah. Definitely.
There's been more smiles today than usual. That's so. Less tutting, less anger.
Yeah. Less anger. Yeah. Less frustration.
Yeah, well done. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'll pay you now as well.
That's very nice. That's good. I had to make sure it was a nice lesson, you might not have paid me. Yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great, so I don't have to chase you.
Yeah. That's fine.
So I'm not here next week.
Okay.
All right, next weekend.
Yeah.
So you can usually do any time just after 5 or 5 onwards, any evening. Right, I might move you to an evening with me,
Okay.
and then if we can get Jane to take over, particularly when I move, and then I haven't
Yeah.
sold yet,
Yeah.
so I could be here away. Could be stuck with me. You never know.
Who knows? Who knows? I won't mind anyway.
Have a
You're a
good
good driving
week.
instructor.
Thank you very much. You're ever so kind.